everyone. Okay, so far we know that construction theory and deconstruction theory can eventually make us create some like meanings of everything, right? So let's just jump ahead, and we're also going to like make meanings about it. So we can know that fox can be represented as thought, right? So why don't we just like create the meaning of it? How does a fox come in your mind? It's elusive, it's like slyly, it goes silently, that's all, right? And hunting is a like really important figure over here because it is represented and like related with writing process itself. So Ted Hughes is like a very much creative person himself. So he is actually giving us a comparison of writing with hunting, because hunting also is like very much perseverance within itself. Then it can give you capture and then patience and elusiveness, like everything add up. So it can eventually give you the idea of hunting itself. And here we can eventually relate it with silent pursuit of inspiration. Now, if I ask my dear friend Mahmoud, who is like a very creative soul, of making like a very important and impromptu poem for me right now, can he eventually make it right away? No, he needs an environment of like solitariness with his spiritual inspiration. So by this, we can eventually understand how any kind of creative process basically works. Secondly, mind's dark forest. Here, subconscious shaping creativity. Here, basically Freudian theory of subconscious and conscious definitely counts. Many researchers say that probably Ted Hughes was like dreaming about this, and he eventually just did it in his like subconscious mind, and probably Fox wasn't there at all. So that can happen. Why? Because like it is a nocturnal setting. We can eventually see the like characteristics of any dreams and all. So eventually we can eventually make that, okay, fine, subconscious and unconscious does eventually work here like that. But we can eventually like add or like relate with two of the theories. One of is like Coleridge's sense of suspension of will, where you eventually pause your like consciousness to bring out your imagination to like create something. And also it is like the subconsciousness is eventually inspired by his wife Sylvia Plath's aerial poem, where she used early morning as a setting. She used even subconsciousness as a setting. So eventually these are like relating too much. Thirdly, instinctive creation, writing as a primal and animal lifetime. So we have talked about it earlier, right? But when we are eventually talking, when we are talking about this, I would like to like give you an example of the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock by Eliot. So we have read over there that is, for hesitation you can eventually act upon. So like what I learned from this content is, whenever like you are facing something in your head, you just like write it out and like act upon it. Next slide please. So lastly, so in the nature's role as like inspiration over here is, it comes with its own term and it's like unpredictable. You cannot just like command it, or you cannot just force it to like make something shaping, but you cannot do it because these things are just animal-like and unpredictable on its arrival. Then weather and darkness mirror creative uncertainty. Over here we have seen that the nocturnal setting or the weather itself, the winter, these are like giving us the sense of absence of vivid life, or like how unconscious or subconscious mind eventually work. These, and lastly, the romantic echo, Wordsworth's spots of time. Before going to this, I would like to give you one idea of romanticism itself. Like we already know that how nature and time work collidely with this, right? So when like visionaries from the visions, it's like Keats in his Ode to the Nightingale, we have seen that nature works spontaneously. We have seen that everything goes like your control. So kids or like Eliot or Coleridge even, so all of these romanticists and Wordsworth himself eventually like talked about the spot of time, which eventually equals the romanticism. And lastly, artistic truth, you can just read it out. But before going any further, I would like to ask you one question. Can you find any type of modernism in this content so far? If not, then I would like to like answer it that modernism itself gives us the idea of like free emotions. It's like you cannot control your emotions, it will flow as it flows. And lastly, I have figured out one like idea over here, that is, what if, as like Fox has been materialized, I mean thoughts has been materialized over this poem, right? So what if Ted Hughes himself is actually imagining the whole idea to give himself a self-inspiration, because he is lacking his self-inspiration, he is having the writer's block. So that's it from myself and our team. Thank you so much.